Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gaiety Theatre Douglas for the TT Podcast Live, celebrating 30 years of John McGuinness. Please put your hands together for your hosts, Chris Pritchard and Lee Johnston.
A lot of people.
This is Lee Johnston, everybody. Stand there, just let me take it in. Firstly, can I just apologise for everybody that's been in here since 6:30? I saw a few of you come in on the way down here, so apologies if you've been waiting. Blame the McGuinness clan. Where are they? They've left already? Unbelievable. Right, hello and welcome. Welcome Lee Johnston, everybody!
There's quite a lot of people in here. I was a little bit nervous before, but I'm a lot more nervous now.
We're back.
Yeah, you're back.
It's been a long time coming, this TT podcast. It seems like between 25 and 26 has been a long old time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's been nearly half a year.
Don't laugh, no. Listen, right off the bat, don't laugh at his stupid jokes. It's almost been a year because we're less than like 30 days before the TT starts, right?
Tell you what, your maths is getting...
So it's almost been a year.
See, there was no laugh that time.
Yeah, because it's facts. Facts. What have you been up to since the last podcast?
Waiting for this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Sit right here, slightly crap at myself right now in front of all these people.
Just take a nice deep breath.
I'm breathing.
Right, we'd love to say it's about us, but it's not about us at all tonight, is it?
What?
No, it's not the Lee Johnston show.
Come all this way and got dressed up for nothing.
No, you've got dressed up to celebrate someone who's iconic in the world of motorcycling.
Yeah, if he's outdressed me, that's it.
Do you think he has?
Well, there could be a chance.
I mean, you are literally in a t-shirt.
What?
Zero. He's got fair dues. He's got some shoes on, but
Is there something wrong with my t-shirt? Because he's been me off for the last 10 minutes.
it's a t-shirt.
It's a smart one.
Albeit smart. Yeah, smart. Anyway, right. Tonight isn't about us. It's not about this trophy. It's not about these bikes. But these bikes will come into it. Tonight, as we know, is about one man.
There is the checkered flag, a fantastic opening lap, gave John McGuinness the lead and control of this race. John McGuinness has done it 130 miles an hour.
There goes John McGuinness. He is going to take his 20th TT win. John McGuinness comes over the line to take his 7th senior TT and his 23rd TT overall.
As McGuinness comes herring down Bray Hill, well, he's on it straight away.
John McGuinness on the Vimto Honda.
This is the man, John McGuinness. Look at that. Dunlop livery. Dunlop putting the backside of his leathers. This is John McGuinness now. This is the one he always wants to win. He's been the master of the senior for some years now.
He's got his name on that senior trophy quite a few times.
Off the line goes John McGuinness, the quickest man around the TT course ever, and now, beyond any doubt, the favourite.
What better man to start with than this? John McGuinness on the number one Honda, blasting down Bray Hill on his 100th TT start.
John McGuinness looking resplendent in his white leathers.
Yep, on the Munich.
And he's done it again. 17 minutes, 29 seconds, 129 miles an hour. And it is a new lap record. And he has cracked the 130 barrier as well.
Incredible from John McGuinness. He's going to get garlanded by Valentino Rossi.
And this is a fast lap, Steve, this, from John McGuinness. Look, proper short circuit stop into the Craig.
John McGuinness comes over the line to take his 7th senior TT and his 23rd TT overall.
Goosebumps. Absolute goosebumps. Everybody, please make some noise for the one and only John McGuinness MBE! No, more! It's John McGuinness!
Mad.
I was just watching behind there, just behind that screen, getting a bit emotional myself. I was
enjoying
like,
it. Oh, you're in for a roller coaster tonight, mate. It's going to be a good night.
30 years, insane. Yeah, brilliant.
Brilliant. 1996, 24-year-old John McGuinness. I asked you this backstage, but if you said to him right now, if you went back in time, you saw him and you told him that this is where you'd be, this is what you've achieved, and you're still there at the sharp end, what would he say?
Full of
You wouldn't believe it?
No, I definitely wouldn't believe it. I mean, I got off the ferry that morning and parked on the promenade with not really any idea where it was all going to end up, but it was the start of the journey, 96. It was a roller coaster ride, 96. It was up, it was down, the weather was bad in practice, and the race come. Did one race that year, and we finished the race, best newcomer, and the rest is sort of history, really.
Well, hey, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Lee, question for you. What is your first memory of John McGuinness?
Careful.
What's your first memory that you can repeat here?
It wasn't in colour, but it was a really good... No, honestly, this is going to get repeated throughout the night, and I'm one of many people that's probably sitting in the audience and blokes that are going to come on the stage tonight, but I think, honestly, the level that we looked up to the man and obviously got the joy, which few of us did, to race against him as well, and the odd time beat him, which was very rarely, but yeah, get the enjoyment of that. And I think the biggest thing for me was the encouragement and the respect he'd give back to young riders, you know what I mean, at that time when you were coming through and trying to do something. And he would never load you with information or anything, but anything he would do, it would be genuine and sincere and want what's best for you. So it's hard when you sort of go from admiring someone and then they become a mate, and unfortunately then you know more about them and then you realise they weren't that special after all, and then it sort of goes from being really cool to going, oh, I can't believe I thought that of him to start off with. But no.
We were teammates in Macau, remember? Yeah. On the bikes, and we ended up winning that extra bit of prize.
We only did it to make a few quid.
Yeah, exactly. I said, make sure you get your finger out. There's $2,000 if we win this race.
And then we won more than the winner combined because we were a team.
And we got attacked by a dog in Macau about 4 o'clock in the morning outside of McDonald's. Remember that? Was it a dog? I tried to stroke that dog and it had a go at me, didn't it? At 4 o'clock in the morning.
Obviously, we were coming back from the gym. And
of course, yeah. Listen, right, there's plenty of those stories to come tonight. But what we need to do is we're going to take a journey through your whole TT career, all the way from 96 right up to present day. So let's head back now and let's look at your early years as a TT rider.
John McGuinness, fastest in qualifying, theoretically the favourite for this race. As we look at McGuinness, who is on a charge, the lap record's already in his pocket and it is all over now. The race leader of the singles, John McGuinness, has stormed into the lead of this race. John McGuinness at number 4. With this race almost over, John McGuinness has got to be thinking victory number 3.
And it's all good and well us reflecting on that, but let's do it with some people who were there during that time. So please welcome to the stage Ian Lougher and Michael Rutter.
Did you see me waistline there on that 250? What's like that?
Tiny.
I've tried to fit in them levers again. There's absolutely no chance.
It doesn't look like that now, does it?
I agree. Michael,
you could probably get him.
Listen, you don't need to worry about that mic. It's not even plugged in.
Oh, right, okay.
I think we should have told him. I was quite enjoying watching him lean forward.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, he was being me about my dress code, but look at Ian Lougher tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Immaculate.
Huh?
Hey, if you've got it, flaunt it.
This is it.
Dapper.
That's the best dressed road racer I've seen tonight. Chinos.
Ian, let's start with you. By the time John came on the scene, you'd established yourself as one of the hitters, as one of the big dogs that people were looking to beat. When people like John came on the scene, obviously Michael a few years before, but John came on in 96, kind of what point did you start to take notice of him as a potential threat of beating you?
Yeah, I remember we were on track together. I can't remember which
exactly which time it was, but I think I caught up with John, and I remember thinking how smooth he was on the track, you know, because I've always tried to be so flowing and two-stroke type style, and John was the same, and I thought, he could be all right, him. Could have to watch him in the future. Yeah, I didn't think he'd go on to do what he's done, but yeah, fantastic. Yeah, amazing. That was the first time I think really, but I can't remember exactly which. It was a 250 or might have been the 500 later on, maybe a couple of years later. We both rode 500s at the same time. See, obviously going back to that, it was a little bit before my time, and for people, that wasn't even a joke. For people sitting in here, realistically, when you rocked up, like he's played that down a little bit, but Ian was a doer at the time, and for you being a 250 rider, and that's what Ian was known for then as well, he was obviously someone you were eyeballing straight away to, that's what I want to be or beat. Or
absolutely, you know, I mean, I remember being across in 1990 watching the racing, and you brought Stevie's, you know, the lap record there, and 117.9 on the 250 on the reverse cylinder, little Ray Cowles Yamaha, and this little sort of this unknown little taffy fella, you know, turned over Stevie's lap and that. So I obviously kept an eye on your journey, and I looked up to him, you know, when I come on the scene at the TT, I was always tugging at these guys' shirts, you know, oh, what gearing do you use, and what, you know, how do you get through that corner and this, and he'd be like, oh God, that McGuinness is pecking me here and again here, but I was just sponging everything I could off the experienced guys.
He used to come in the awning, right? This is no word of a lie. He used to come in the awning, and it got that bad that I used to put silicone over the top of the numbers on the sprockets, so he wouldn't look. And he'd come in, how are you doing then, Lord Looking? He used to come, Lord Looking, how are you doing? And he'd sort of be like this, looking down at the sprockets. I said, he said, oh, work sprocket, you know, with a bit of. I said, funny that. He said, what? I said, you're the only one who's noticed that silicone's on that sprocket.
Oh, I was watching, yeah, looking at how far the forks were through and little ride height, and just trying to find out what it was that, well, you know, you guys were the guys to beat at the time, so I was still learning, so, you know, and I think we have a bit more mutual respect for each other now, but I think he hated me at the time.
That was a nod from Ian there, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it like that though, Ian? Kind of seeing these youngsters coming through?
No, not really. No. We've all got a good, you know, camaraderie between us all, and you know, you obviously hate younger guys coming, so they're going to be the next step. But you know, we're all sort of fairly good friends, really, and yeah. Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Good enough friends to write on your sprocket a different number and cover it in silicone. But
we were reminiscing last night in the hotel last night, and he had a few red wines in him. And when he gets
Funny
when he gets 2 or 3 red wines in him, red wines.
Says he on the beer.
Oh, I've had a few glasses of port. I've been on the port outside. When I drink port, I laugh at my for some reason. I don't know why. But he's in the bar last night, giving me a bit of pain. When he's on the red wine, he's like, I'd have beaten you in that race. I'm like, no chance. He's like, I wouldn't have beaten. But yeah, you turned me over a few times, and we had some absolute wheel-to-wheel battles. And at Scarborough, Northwest 200, all the races all Northwest. And I think that, you know, there's a few people you battle with that you can trust, and I could always trust Ian, you know, it'd be really close and sometimes hard and racing, but it was always super, super fair. So, you know, at the time, I respected, I still do. I mean, last year at the Classic, he's still hurtling around on a 250 at 73 years old, or whatever age he is, or whatever. So he can still pedal about. I smoked him on the pattern though, so, you know.
So you've got Ian as a doer on the roads, and then Michael, you know, you came into the TT 2 years prior to John. Was it 94?
Look at that stance.
Yeah.
Look at the stance. Did you see that?
Yeah. It's Michael Rutter. He can do what he wants.
Like a porn star over there.
Well, don't mention that.
I thought you two were the same age. I thought you were like twins. Probably. So, you know.
He's my older brother.
How far is your birthdays apart? 1 day?
2 days.
2 days.
Who's the oldest? Me or Ian? Me or Ian? Who's the oldest?
Be honest. What
Who
we
looks
say?
the oldest?
See you later.
He's 2 days younger than me.
Yeah,
You
you
can
can tell.
Michael, over in your career, you were doing a lot on circuit racing. You were, let's call you
No,
a
we
doer
both
in circuit
were, like,
racing.
you know.
Yeah, you both were. But when you came to the TT and then John comes 2 years later, do you see him as quite a threat to you or not?
Well, I never even recognised him, to be honest, till till I passed him one day. He was holding me up. But yeah.
You're like, nah, he'll be fine. Don't need to worry about him.
On a serious note, like obviously '91 was, I think me and John did Super Teens together, and our racing careers like passed over each other, and we've always like had a bit of banter together. Obviously, I've been the good-looking one, and he's been like the ugly one. But but we've had good times, and I think the first real time we really got racing together, because he was on his 250s on the easy bikes to ride, and I was riding the big bikes. And we went out there, and I think it was in 2000, you were riding that horrible Honda, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty
I was wobbling all over the place, and I was like on a Yamaha, and I was laughing so much because he was out of control, and I passed him. I was looking at you going down of Ginger Hall, coming down Ginger Hall, and he was like flapping like this, out of control. And his little bum at the time, now it's a lot bigger. It was, and I passed him, and I was like laughing so much. I came in and told him, and but fair play. On a serious note, he's done all right, hasn't he? He's done all right.
Done all right.
For a fat bloke.
Yeah. And John, it didn't take you long to start winning either, did it, really? Like, you don't often see
Can you
that.
tell him that? Yeah, it didn't take me long to start winning. Yeah, a couple of years.
It didn't take you long to start winning.
Let's talk about electric bike race.
Oh.
No, let's not talk about that.
We'll get to that later on. We're still early years, right?
We fell out for a bit. The only time in that career we fell out, but he's got over it a few months ago.
Because you had a faster motor in it.
Pardon?
Because your motor was faster.
Oh, obviously. Yeah,
Trouble is, we're on the back of a Boeing 747 on the way to Macau, and he's wanting to fight me. I'm thinking,
oh, get out of it.
Well, like,
I'm a love and off fight.
I'm in the here because I can't really go anywhere because we're 35,000 feet over the Himalayas or something, and he's like having a go at me with a load of drink in him. It's like, I'm getting a bit fruity here.
There's a reoccurring theme here with these two getting angry once they've had drinking.
Well, he can't drink, can he? So, but
right, he bought me a drink once. This is a true story. We're in my local village where I was, and he was that tight. Everyone knows John's so tight, and he would not buy a drink. And I said, "Buy a drink, buy a drink." And he goes, "Right, that's it. I'm going to buy a drink." He goes, "I'll show you how much I care about money." So he got this £50 note out, where he's had probably for about 30 years in his pocket, and he ate it. So he didn't buy me a drink then. The woman behind the bar had never seen a £50 note in her life, and
it takes some eating a 50 quid note. The woman behind the bar said, "I've got to work all night for 20 quid. You you were 50 quid note."
Did it come out at the other end and spend?
At some point, yeah. I don't know. I never looked.
It's probably still there.
It's too tight to let it go.
We've had some good old dices. But you were mean to me. You're always mean to me. You never told me anything. You always had the good bikes and everything, and all the fast bikes. And
but you were fairly close.
Would you say Michael had a more privileged start to his career?
Definitely. He had a famous dad who won a few TTs. So he got all the sponsorship deals.
I was saying that. I think last time I came in here was 1975 with my mum. This is the last time, so it's been 51 years ago. So, yeah.
Look, we're about 15 minutes into this podcast, and you're trying to start a fight between these two. It's a celebration.
Do you know the best part of this is people probably think that this is because they're sitting on stage. I kid you not, this goes on constant like this all the time when these two are together. So it's funny and all now, but when you're 2:30 in the morning and you're trying to go home and these two are still at each other about something that happened 300 years ago over £5. Yeah, exactly. So if you see them in 5 hours' time, just leave them alone.
Moving on.
They will be.
Moving on. Ian, obviously, we all like racers love to talk about themselves, and there's always highlights in their careers that you can look back on quite easily and fondly of. But is there any moments through John's career that you take a moment to appreciate?
I think probably the first 130-mile-an-hour lap. I think, so I know how hard that is now, let alone then. And that's how many years ago? 2007.
19.
Yeah.
19 years ago. Or something.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was
good then.
That was well.
Yeah. As you say that, do you not realise how? Because people still talk about, obviously not the guys that were right at the front but winning, but to a lot of people now, 130-mile-an-hour lap is still a massive, massive thing.
Yeah.
And in most sports, once something's broken, it goes on 2 or 3 years' time. It's completely forgot about. But now, like you say, we still. A lot of people still talk about it.
It's still a massive milestone, yeah, it is, yeah. And yeah, the difference between 130, 135, 136 or whatever is still huge because it's obviously the time-wise, it comes down and down, but it's still a big milestone, especially then,
This may be harder for Michael to answer this question.
I was going to say, even though you hate him.
What is Just give him a minute to think about it first, because he's going to...
Have you ever done 130 mile an hour lap? Are you still trying to do it?
We get security for John McGuinness.
We're trying to
think about it.
We're trying to get nice answers.
That was a great year, 07. We all parked together, didn't we? We came a week early. We had a good time, didn't we?
I was going to ask another question.
Number 1, I was number 3, and I was like, oh, he's in my way again. Get out of my way on your Kawasaki.
Talking about bikes again, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Right, cool. Right.
Are we gonna? I want to hear his answer.
Okay, let's hear his answer first before we go.
What are you talking about?
Would you like to say something nice and memorable about John?
I think, obviously, always on a serious note, because I don't think I've got much longer left, thank God. But I think 2000, when there was me, John, and Joey, obviously, on the podium, it was just amazing to be, obviously, watching John go on from there as well. Obviously, I didn't come back for another 7 years after that, and John went and won so many races because I wasn't there. But it was fantastic. To be on that podium with obviously John, who grown up with the racing, and to be on the podium with Joey. We followed Joey around and it's just amazing, and to be in that era, and and John's still carrying on as well, which is like another thing. I ended out watching at Donington. Obviously, we were in Storm Stacey and BSB, and I went out watching, and then I thought, who's this fat bloke coming into here? And it was John. I'll tell you what, he's on it. He looked like he looked good on it. He looked really good, and that's me. It's hurt me to say it, but he looked really good on it. And I think he'll do brilliant this year. If he has a wobble round, I'm sure he'll be up there in that top few again. And for his age, being older, 58.
What age?
50,
what age were we though?
Being 54 years old and riding a bike, people just do not realise how hard it is. No. I went out last weekend on some classic bikes, and God, it's hard. And I jumped out on the superbike. I'm on a Storm Suit bike. It nearly killed me. Nearly pulled my arms out of my sockets. And riding something like these things at 200 miles an hour is fair play to him.
Do you know what? I'm going to have to stick you in here on this one. So
he's been nice. Come on, that was a nice answer.
It wasn't. I appreciate
nice
that.
Answer.
I was going to say, how old were we when we stood next to Joey? We were both 20.
God, that was like...
So we 2000, so we were 28, were we?
Yeah.
Joey was 48, and we were looking across going, who's this old man, grey-haired man?
Yeah.
And us two are still at 54.
Yeah.
That's 6 years on from there, so it's just nuts. But the best crack is, I respect him because he's a wily old that he's always got something up his sleeve. He's, sneaky and cheeky, and he took it. He was testing at Donington, but he was honestly, you could have kicked your cat round faster than you were going around. You were embarrassing. I was like,
let me tell you the story, right? I get a text message come up on my phone going, that wasn't you on that bike that time. Off. And I went, What did I say? I said, it took me a few laps to get into it, but I found my feet in the end, and I put the transponder on Storm's bike just for the laugh. And he did a 31 something. I was giggling as people ringing up me. Oh, you were doing well.
TSL timing comes up. Rutter's done a 31.4. I'm like, no chance. Not a chance. No way. Then all the Honda team are like, I've seen that Michael's done a 31.4. I'm like, not a chance. He's giving his transponder to Storm.
I said, Storm, just go out. Don't get too wild. Don't do a 29, because no one will believe it. I said, just do a 30, 31.
So I was like, crash.net, this all the internet, all got the eyes on who's the fastest road racer and all that lot. And it goes up, he's like one of the fastest road racers. I'm like, what a load of no way.
Right, listen, before this ends in more bickery, as much as we'd all love to hear it, we've got plenty more guests on and we've got to go further in your career. So,
in a rush, we'll relax, we'll just have a night out, get a drink in.
Do you know how many...
We've got loads of to talk about.
Do you know how many more people we've got to get on? It's already ripped up. It's already gone. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Michael Rutter and Ian Lougher. All right, so now we're going to move on to a section of your career that we're going to call the breakthrough years, 04 and 05, and they went something like this.
John McGuinness has blasted the lap records, blitzed them from a standing start, and gets into racing mode so quickly. What an afternoon for our Lancashire bricklayer, John McGuinness. And McGuinness, 17 minutes and 46 seconds. John McGuinness, a new lap record by 1 second, picks up the front wheel of the Yamaha, carries it past Andy Fern with the checkered flag.
There's all Ewan in my arms there.
Oh, a young Ewan.
I couldn't carry him now.
So, 04 and 05, what do you remember from those years? Obviously, gone to Yamaha, and it was, we class it as a breakthrough year because you'd done what you'd done on the smaller bikes and you were fairly renowned for being a small bike rider. It took you a fair while, is it fair to say, to get used to those big bikes, but then it kind of clicked in 04.
Yeah, 04 was a big turnaround, and 04 was sort of the year that I sort of needed to do it, you know, like what Michael was saying, the 2000 on the SP1, Joey's teammate, it was all brilliant. 2001 really should have been in a good year, but there was foot and mouth disease, so we didn't actually do the TT. 2002, I come back. I'm a racer, so I'm full of excuses, and 954 probably wasn't the fastest bike on the track, and there was a sort of a major problem, was David Jeffries, you know. David was an animal. I mean, nobody was beating him at that time. He dominated those years until in 2002 as well. First 127 mile an hour, that was Dave, and 03 was on the Ducati. I got the flick from Honda in end of 02 actually, so services were not required, so I was off to the job centre trying to find a job. I rode Triumph and Birdie's Ducati in 03. Then 04 I had a handshake deal with Yamaha, Andy Smith. No contract, it was just a handshake, and it was a 20 grand deal, and that was it. So no bonus, no nothing, but I just needed a good package. Didn't ride the bike at the Northwest 200, I only rode it at the TT. They brought this new bike. I had Jim Moody in my corner, 8 times TT winner. Because Jim owed me a favour actually, because he got the sack from Honda in 2000, remember? And then I went and stood in court with Jim against Honda, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, I owe you a favour. I said, right, come with me to the TT in 04 and get me dialed in and focused on what I need to do. So, because I was always one eating Chineses and in the bar and one thing and another. So he got me sort of channeled in 04. And I won the Formula 1 race, I won the 400 race, I won the 600 race, and big turnaround for me that. Sort of led all the other races and had a few problems, but yeah, 04 TT did the treble, and it was he made me believe in myself as well, because I was still a little bit in doubt whether I could actually do it, and 04 come along, Moody was like a dictator.
Was there a bit of friction there, or did you enjoy having that part of it?
I think with people that don't understand Jim Moody, you don't really get a choice to have have an opinion.
Yeah.
That'd be fair to say, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he was an animal, he was just a little angry little Glaswegian basically. And like, in them days there was no seeded, it was like number 71 would be at the front if he got his bike scrutineered first, and he'd just push his way to the front, and I'd be like, I'd my visor down thinking, oh, Jim's upset everybody here, and he'd be like, right, you'd be back in at such and such a time, and then you're on the 600, and he focused me in on what I was doing, and so yeah, we sort of dominated that year, really, to be honest. And I know a lot of my career is Honda, but those 2 years on the Yamahas, 04 and 5, were really, really strong. So yeah, it was. I should have won a couple more, really, but it's my fault that I didn't win them. But yeah, it really changed the whole job. Made me believe I could win big bike races, and that's what you've got to win. You've got to win the big ones, really.
Yeah. I know it's ifs and buts, but what if you'd not taken Jim? Do you think you would have got the right frame of mind to have done what you did, or was the package that good?
That's a great question.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. No, that is
every now and again.
It is a belter, really, because yeah, you're absolutely right. Could I? You know, I was always in a happy sort of, well, I'm a TT ride, everything's going okay, but I wanted to win, but I didn't really know how to win. You know, make sure you're in bed at 10 o'clock and get some sleep and be sharp for the morning, and just things like that just focused me in on it, and it went a long way, did that for me. And me and Jim were good mates. We're not mates anymore. It's gone a bit weird. He's just disappeared off the scene. He does other things, and the friendship went a little bit wrong, really. But at the time, I really respected him and hated him at times, you know. But he did push me. And I suppose he had a bit of belief in me, and Yamaha had that belief in me. And yeah, we had a fantastic strong year, you know, 3 wins, and I didn't win the senior though. The old clutch started slipping in that one. I got warned as well, do not be aggressive on the clutch. And I was like, yeah. And yeah, and I burnt the clutch out on the, coming into it used to be a stop box. Never used to be a pit lane speed limiter. It used to be stop in the stop box, accelerate to your fuel filler, then accelerate away. And I was a bit hard on the clutch, and the clutch started slipping. So, but like I say, there's so many ifs and buts in racing.
But then you carried that on into 05 as well.
05?
Big bike double, shall we say, Superbike and Senior.
Yeah, big bike double on the AIM Yamaha. Sort of passes through under the radar a bit, that, doesn't it? But it was good, you know. There was other things involved. I could talk to you for hours, but you know, we went from Pirelli tyres to Dunlop tyres. It was the early Dunlop N-Tech technology of the tyres. We did a lot of development with that, and we were looking for ways of getting faster and faster. And yeah, we did the double won the 2 major superbike races in 05. And you know, the nice thing about that, you know, when I won in 2006 on the Honda, my old boss Andy Smith from Yamaha actually congratulated me and sent me a bottle of champagne in 06 when I won on the Honda. Nice. So yeah, I thought Yamaha years was really, really special. You know, and I've got a few bikes in my collection. These are mine, and I've got my 04 TT winning Yamaha. I look at it, and people walk past it because they all think it's Honda Legends, but that is, for me, in here is a big major part of it. You know, that 04 Yamaha was special.
Those years segue us perfectly into what I consider John McGuinness. If someone says to me, "What do you think of John McGuinness?" what springs to mind? And I dare say it'll be the same for a lot of people. The HM Plant years, and when you got back on the Honda. Take a look at this.
Here's the man we've all got to beat. This is John McGuinness. Everybody knows he is the target. And he's done it again. Listen to this. It is 17 minutes and 21 seconds at an average speed of 130 miles an hour. John McGuinness has done it again.
And there is the man with 14 wins. Can he make it 15 today? John McGuinness sets off on the HM Plant Honda, 30.442. That's the outright lap record now by John McGuinness. He's broken his lap record that he had before.
That right there, that's John McGuinness, isn't it? Right, save the applause for our next guest.
See Guy Martin on the podium there. He just got banned on it for 6 months for speeding.
Don't start. Everyone, welcome to the stage. Right, we're going to get some people on to talk about John and this era from 2006 all the way to 2010. So, ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for the legend that is Clive Paget and the man that we all know as Grumpy, Graham Parker. Come here, Luke.
All right, Grezza.
All right, man.
Yeah, buddy. 1 minute.
All right.
Hey, thanks.
Clive, how are you? You all right?
Good, thank you, buddy. Good, thank you. I wouldn't be grumpy.
Family reunion. You all right?
All right, yeah.
I'm sorry, I've given him the name Grumpy, so please, and he's worked really hard for that title, so don't take it off.
I can't believe he's still alive. I give him 10 years to live 15 years ago, so I don't understand how he's still alive.
Still here. Yeah.
Right, obviously, Clive, we'll come to you shortly. We know your history and your pedigree, but a lot of people might not know, Graham, what your involvement is with John. And I'll be honest,
Too much.
There is too much, right? So just run us through what you were and who you were to John.
Well, I got talked to Birdie in 1999 and then ended up getting roped into coming to the TT. Well, it's Northwest to start with. So helped John out in 99 at the TT and then ended up coming to the TT and worked on his 250 for the first TT win. And then it sort of carried on from there. And then 2000, Birdie offered me a job and worked for Birdie in 2000. So then helped John with his second TT win on the single. And then John asked me if I'd go to Honda UK and end up working with John in 2001. So me and John are sort of interlinked a bit, really. So,
And
but he's all right for
a
a bricklayer from Morecambe.
What's your?
And now I'm back at Honda, so I'm working with John again.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
He looks happy about that, doesn't he?
And also, I did the TT Legends thing with John in the endurance in 12 to 14. So yeah, we've done a bit together.
I thought we got rid of you.
Yeah.
Thought we got rid of him, but he's back again.
Yeah.
Honestly, how important is someone like Graham for your TT victories? You're the one that crosses the line, but we all know that it's more than just one rider.
Yeah, I mean,
and there's a team.
It's like a family thing, and you know, I've always wanted to work with people that I enjoy working with, you know, and the people that I trust, and you know, you sit on that start line at the Alaman or any of the races really, but specifically Alaman, you want to know that everything's right. Every nut and bolt's tight, and you know that you set off down Braille knowing that it's right. And you know, Graham's always had my back. We've always had great times. We've
had a bit of crack, haven't we?
yeah, but we've eaten together, we've drunk together, and we've laughed together, we've cried together. You know, we've been through. I mean, Graham's been through a few ups and downs, and myself, but you know, we've always had that.
I was also there in 08 with Clive.
Mm.
So.
Yeah, you've been on the Paget side with us, haven't you? I mean, yeah, I've always wanted that. You know, that consistency, stability.
Yeah,
it's a lot of.
important,
Yeah, it's important that.
I've done a bit with you as well, Lee.
I'm going to unfortunately, Graham's worked with a lot of top riders and then somehow ended up with me. So, but for my 10 pence of what it's worth, and John will probably say this because before he was with John, he was with a few other riders that were very successful. And the biggest thing you get from mechanics that have done well in the past, they don't necessarily expect it of you, but they don't get excited when you don't do well, but they're there to support you when you do well. And
I don't get excited.
Well, he doesn't get excited about anything. But it gives you that belief because you know that they've done it before. And like you said, John, the bike's always immaculate. It's right. It's one thing you never have to think of. And things like that in your corner are invaluable.
Yeah, you said it all there. You know, say it's with Graham. I mean, it's good to see you back. You know, like no, but
he's still alive. That's a
yeah.
good
But wait, I mean, it's good for taking out, but then he does tighten the bolts up. So.
We talk about this man in the middle, please. As much as I love you, Graham.
No, he's more important than me.
So you were with Honda for a while, and then HM Plant disappeared. How did the relationship come around with Clive and jumping on Clive's bikes? Was it 07?
7, yeah. Super sport, wasn't it? I think Honda wanted to keep me sharp and keep me in some sort of British Championship, just for the roads to keep me sharp. And Clive took me on board on the 600. It wasn't just that. I think we needed to be together somehow, didn't we? I think
it was always going to happen, wasn't it?
Like Clive was always, I was always here with Birdie, and then we sort of back to you, and then I think the relationship just
goes a lot deeper than that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes a lot deeper.
You know, I'd be wandering through the paddock, and John would be stood at the back of the motorhome, and hey, mate, you having a bottle of Bud or whatever, and you stand and chat, and then I think Neil asked, didn't he? Neil Tuxworth came along and said, "Hey, Clive, will you run John?" And I said, blinking out, yeah, it'd be great, but he needs to lose a bit of weight, didn't I? And John had told me a story about a speedway rider that had come back and lost some weight. I don't know if you remember that. And sure enough, we came and did the TT, and we ended up second, didn't we?
We did end up second, yeah. Good start in 2007, yeah. I think Hutchie won that.
Yep.
Hutchie won it, and I lost my knee slightly, didn't I? So
right.
Only lost the race by a few seconds, but that was the start of the journey in 07, and we've done so much together. You know, pulled
we had 8 years together, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll carry on for another 20. We'll keep about it. We're going to live. Me and him are going to live to 120.
Easy.
We're going to race till we get to 110, and then
on proper bikes.
He thinks by then there's going to be by the time we go, there's going to be a system where you can freeze us and bring us back alive or something, and we can carry on racing.
Again.
Yeah.
Well, 07 also, we got a couple of victories in there, but probably one of the biggest milestones. Would you consider it one of your biggest milestones of your career? 130 mile an hour lap?
It's got to be, hasn't it? Yeah. The nice thing about the 130 lap was that it was only done once, only done by one person on one lap. So
yeah.
And there was a lot of pressure on that. You know, we're thereabouts a year before. If there was ever a time to do it, it was that day to do it. You know, centenary, 100 years of the TT, senior TT. I had some sort of. I wanted to do it. I wanted to win the race, but the icing on the cake was the 130. And even now, people go, "I witnessed your first 130 miles an hour lap." They never say the win. It was always the 130. But like Guy Martin had been giving me a bit of stick. He gave me a bit of a dust up at the Northwest, and he gave me a bit of he said, "Oh, you know, what are you doing on Monday morning? Are you going to go and polish your motorhome and all that?" Which really pissed me off. And I was so focused on beating him, and you know, he's first man to shake me hand, and I squeezed his hand and said, "I'm just off to polish my motorhome now, Guy." Murray Walker was there. He was in tears. He said, "I never ever thought I'd ever witness the first 130 mile an hour lap." Did Murray Walker? He said, "I witnessed the first 80, 90, 100. So like little bits
imagine all the stuff that Murray Walker's seen and commentated on, and he's get emotional over that.
He was crying. Massive. I thought somebody kicked Murray in the knackers or something. I was like, oh. Why are you crying? He was like, "Oh, you know, super posh one and that, you know." And he was saying that I never thought I'd ever see the first 130. So a little special moment there, a little special moment meeting Guy. I threw everything in the kitchen sink at it. I really, really tried. You know, that is such a pinnacle point. I have that bike in my collection that lives in the hallway at home, so I have to walk past it and go, probably paid for the house for that, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, end of 2007, Honda sort of pulled away from it all. I don't know the details. Clive probably might know a bit more than me, but I think it was something with Neil Tuxworth, and they sort of asked Clive again, would he run me in 2008 on a superbike, new model superbike, difficult superbike, wasn't it? You know, it was. I mean, Clive spent the money, got all the bike prepared. Everything was really, really late because it was a new model. You know, we're chasing for this and that exhaust and something and other. So it was bloody hard. And you know, we went there in 2008 to the TT, and you know, we won the senior TT, which was the race to win. But leading up to that, I thought I was going to I had to console Clive a few times. Like we broke down in the first race, and you tell the story. I mean, I can tell it or you can tell it, but this was.
Let John tell it. Tells it better than me.
Well, it's brilliant. It's just brilliant management from like Clive. I don't care what anybody says. Clive was one of the best managers in the world. Absolutely, well, maybe the best manager in the world, because in 2007 with the new model Honda. Was it the crank sensor or the cam sensor?
We replaced both, if you remember, but yeah.
Yeah, the crank and the cam sensor had a problem with the new model, and we broke down in the first race. leading the first race, yeah. So we broke down. But the only two updated crank sensors on the planet were over in Salt Lake City. Yeah. So the World Round World Superbike Round in Salt Lake City was Paul Bird's team, who was running Gregorio Lavilla and Chris Walker, wasn't it? Yeah. So I didn't think this, but he's on the phone to Birdie. Can we borrow the crank sensor and the cam sensor? So the updated one. So they took the crank and the cam sensor off one of their bikes, and Blandy brought it back, didn't he?
Brought it back to UK.
Yeah.
And then we had it flown on a private plane to the Isle of Man, didn't we?
Yeah. So the only two in the world.
Bolted them on, and this man went and won.
So Clive, let me ask you about that. 08 senior TT. I guess that's the pinnacle of the John McGuinness and Paget's teamwork, really.
It was a great event, but it was also damn good to win the only Superstock race John has ever won in 212 as well. But that's moving ahead, so yeah, forget that. No, 208 was incredible. After I stopped crying after the bike stopped in the first one, you know, John kept pressing the button and the bike had started again. He did a few more miles, didn't you? Ended up lifting somebody on a stretcher into an ambulance, air ambulance, and up the hill there. And gosh, it really was difficult. And I got onto HRC initially, and they told me, yeah, we have new development parts, new part, only on World Superbike. World Superbike. Well, World Superbike's in America. So, of course, I get them on a phone in America. We need to come round after the race and borrow the 2 bits off one of the bikes. And it was real simple what Honda had done. They'd taken the resonance out of the sensors by putting about a 4-inch lead on the thing, but it stopped the things failing. And as John said, Blandy brought them back from Stuart Bland brought them back from America for us. We got them to the UK, and then a guy called Chris Fairbone flew them to the island for us. We bolted them on, and they worked and didn't fail. But this man's worth it. You'd do anything for him. Remember when we got the exhaust in 3 days from Japan?
Yeah, 2007, yeah. Murawaki exhaust, and I could see him straight away. So I look at this exhaust. Can we borrow the exhaust? Yep. Puts it on our bike, finds like 3 horsepower. So then he's got one flown in from Japan, next day delivery, straight onto our 600. So yeah, that's the level of commitment that Clive puts into the job. There's nobody like you, honestly. It was class, and yeah, we nearly got there, didn't we? We ended up just.
Because you're worth it.
No, thanks, mate. It's been an epic journey. Everything we've ever done, and still we will. We will. Yeah, yep. I think that this retirement thing, I'm going to race forever. But we'll build an old 2-stroke because I'm not one. I'm going playing somewhere. And,
I'm going to have the dream team. You and Bruce on 250s.
Oh, don't talk about Bruce.
Gents,
Bruce is a thorn in my side.
Before we wrap up part 1 of this podcast, I want to ask both of you really, what are we're here to blow smoke up John, so let's do it, right?
Yeah, do it.
How good is this man? Like, to be a team manager and manage him, how does it feel?
It's not hard work.
Yeah.
You know, we started as friends, we're still friends, and that's the way to go racing. If when you walk in that garage, you're happy, and John will tell you, Lee will tell you, there is no contracts. Shall we go racing? All right, go on. I'll do the best I can for you. And same with Lee. So I think, providing you've got that camaraderie, the friendship. We went to Scarborough several times, didn't we? And part of the crack is you go out and have a shandy, you have a Chinese, the whole family, we've grown up together, haven't we? And we'll
you can
continue.
see here why John enjoys the Paget's team. There's been mention of a shandy and a Chinese, and he's smiling straight away. Not the factory exhaust or the parts that were coming.
I've got to tell you all something. And we were just out there tonight, down the road here, taking a beer. John's outside, walking down past this Matchams or whatever on the road here, nicking chips out of all the baskets on the tables. And that's less than an hour ago. And
he's good at clearing up.
Yeah. The rest of the guys are either on water and, we're 4 weeks away, the TT. He's eating somebody else's chips.
He's got it right. Graham, how about you? Obviously, you've come and gone. You're back with him now. Is it different as a mechanic or not?
No. John...
Perfect.
That was him being excited, by the way, so just...
John is John. I first met John in 99 with his first TT win. Met him at Snetterton and went straight to the Northwest, worked at the Northwest with him, and then we did the TT. And he is still the same person now as he was then. Yeah. He hasn't changed. He's just a normal person. And he don't realise how good he is at riding a motorbike. And there's very few people like him in the world. This other little lad here, he's similar.
No, he's not that good.
And,
Nowhere near.
But we're not here to talk about him. So we're here to talk about John. But they're two people that I really enjoy working with. And I don't do this, you know, I've earned a decent living out of it. But I do it because I enjoy doing it. And I enjoy doing it because I work with people like these. Well, all three of these people here. So...
perfect. What?
Chris is a nice bloke as well, so I'm just...
No, but I don't work with him. But he's good at scrutineering generators.
Right, we'll end it there. Right, ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for our two guests here. Graham Parker and Clive Paget. Thank you, gents. Everybody enjoy that, yeah?
Hey, look at that. Look at that stone chip on the front of my 250. You did that. Didn't you?
Can we end this part and let people go and get a drink?
That.
Right, everybody, if you want to now go and get a drink, enjoy your drinks. Be back here in 10 or 15, 20 minutes maybe, and we'll carry on with part two. Thank you so much, everybody.
Welcome back to the TT Podcast Live with Chris Pritchard and Lee Johnston.
You first. Is everybody in? Is everybody back? Everybody get the drinks? Sit down at the back. Is everybody all right? Is everybody having fun, yeah? Enjoying the John McGuinness experience? Good. Right, let's bring you back out. Everybody, it's John McGuinness. He's looking a little more wobbly on those legs.
Stage is a bit...
No, it's not. The stage is level, mate.
A little bit.
No, it's level. Oh, hello.
Did you hear that?
I don't know, we're ignoring it.
That was my sister. We had a party, we had an Easter party, and my sister's boyfriend, asked me if I wanted a Russian rocket, which is a vodka drink. Do you want a Russian rocket? So that's what she shouted, yeah. So
that's good.
The party at our house is out of control, trust me.
It's a good job you explained that, because I thought she said something else.
No.
I'll not repeat what you
We came out of the same just a different mother. So, yeah. So.
Right, before we get into all that nonsense...
And my brother's up there.
We're not going to get into it.
And my sister-in-law. She's from Darwin. She's a Darwin destroyer. She's a Lancastrian bird, so I wouldn't want to argue with her. She'll kick your teeth in. She's a proper bird, yeah. Proper bird.
Any more?
Would you like to insult anyone else before?
No, I said they're all right. We don't even know where they are, but they made a special trip tonight. Big shout out to Faye. Some good friends in the front here. Old Rainer does my pit board at coming out of Ballaugh. What's over here?
I'm saying we're going to
stop getting him out.
I know it's your show. I know.
About me tonight.
I know it is. But we will talk about those, and we'll have a chance.
I've got to give him a shout out to him, Sparky, mate. He does all the work at my house for free. But go on, carry on. Carry on.
Is that it? Have you got some more Sparky work now? So you're giving him a shout out. Sorry.
The lights are coming back on.
What I wanted to do before we get our next guests on is talk about the bikes that we've got here, because I mean this is essentially John McGuinness's career right here. Talk us through them real quick. So let's start with this one behind us. I mean, sorry guys, you can't see it, but this is. What is it, John?
That's it's a replica. I can't lie. It's a replica of the first bike I raced at the TT in 1996. So yeah, NX5 250 1996 Honda. But I wanted that bike back to go back to the start, and it's a bit of a nod to Paul Bird. So yeah, that's where it all started on one of those. Love the little bike. I can't fit on it anymore, but it's still a nice bike. So.
And then carrying on.
Yeah, the 1999 Vimto TSR, I mean, that thing is just obviously...
Isn't it beautiful?
Beautiful, yeah. Proper bespoke racing bike, AC29 chassis number. Not many of them were made in the world, probably only about, what would there be, 12? Were there? Yeah, maybe every year there wasn't that many made, so they made those chassis to for 250 Grand Prix for a while for the privateer riders. But that, honestly, that bike, I love it. You know, that lives under the stairs at home. That just fits under the stairs a treat. So you have to hoover around it and stuff. So
the colours are iconic as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I rode it this year at the Classic TT, and it made me sort of cry a bit, really. It's sort of the noise, the smell, the vibration, the feeling you get from a two-stroke. And I just about actually got out on the lap because I'd lent to Michael Dunlop the calipers and the master cylinder off it. So he's out there in the race, wins the race with my master cylinder and calipers on it, and I'm like, get the brakes off quick, I need to get out there. And well, yeah, it's a good job we didn't break down, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do my parade. So
that'd have been horrible. And then behind that,
yeah, that's the bike I did my 100
one.
start on. Yeah, it's really special. It's you know, sort of going back to the mothership really in 22 with Honda. You know, I had that. Obviously, my accident in 17 sort of fell out of love with the thing. It was a bit like a divorce that I didn't want to happen with Honda. And then I went down the Norton route, which was, I mean, I never looked good in a silver suit. I looked like a fat chicken in tinfoil. Looked alright. But and the bike was you know, hey, we could talk all night, but you know, it's the only race I've ever been in where I heard some scraping noises and the engine bolt was hanging out the side, scraping along the road at the gooseneck. I looked down, I went, thank I can stop.
Yeah.
It's the only race I've been in where I wanted to stop, and I slid it in with my foot. I put the engine bolt back in with the foot because I didn't want to lose it because I wanted to hand deliver it to Stuart Garner and go, here's your engine bolt. But yeah, I mean, back to the mothership. 2022, the Fireblade was 30 years old. I just turned 50 years old. It was my 100th start. I got an MBE. All the ducks just lined up for me to go back to Honda, and we did a one-off special edition of the Fireblade in them colours. It was only ever used once in them colours, and Honda kindly gave it to me as well. So that's a really important. And there's a picture of every single race I've done. There's 99 races on there, and you know, it took me on a really amazing roller coaster journey. You know, I remember that race and this race and that race. I broke down in that. I won that. I did this, that, and the other. And you know, there's races in there where Mick Lofthouse, my friend, got killed, or Gus Scott got killed in that race. So it just took me on a really weird sort of journey. So, but it's super nice to put it all in one piece. You know, so. Yeah, super proud to ride that. And it says it finished with the flies on it, and you know, it's
There'll also be a picture of on that bike of this bike right here.
That bike, yeah, probably my finest hour, really.
Yeah.
2015, yeah, it's got to be. I mean, again, 15 was I struggled a little bit with the first race, and I finished 4th, I think, and I might have won the electric bike race, but. Was that really a win? Michael Rutter's won a few of them, so he's claimed a few of them.
He must be still in here.
Yeah, he's the most winningest electric bike racer in the world. I mean, you know, he's never won on a proper bike. But
you can't attack him when he's not here.
Oh, I'll give him plenty. Do you know what he said to me? I know it was on the back of the 747 going to Macau, whenever it was. He grabbed me, right, and he said, I would give all my electric bike wins for one senior TT win.
And you didn't feel sorry for him?
I did. Felt really bad.
It wasn't
really bad, yeah. I did. I genuinely did. I was like, I didn't see that side of him, you know, he's obviously a softie and all that, but I thought, didn't really know how to recover from that one, but you could have your name on there if you were good enough, Michael.
He gives with one hand and takes away with the other.
He did say, he said I would give all my electric bike wins for one superbike race, or senior race. But yeah, that 2015 senior race was bloody hard, tough. They'd written me off. I was like too old, too this, too that. And I was probably making more of it than it probably made out. But I'd had a bad Formula One race. I didn't really work out for me in the other classes and stuff. And the senior come up and all my experience was just thrown in. I threw everything in the kitchen sink of that race. And into Quarter Bridge on the first lap, I was basically probably a little bit out of control, to be fair. Full tank of fuel. I was like, ugh. I thought, well, if I fall off at Quarter Bridge, I'm probably going to walk away. At Ballacrane, I was like, if I outbrake myself, I can get away with this. And Sulby Bridge, if you see, I was like absolutely on the limit. But I was super hungry to win that race. Guy Martin was in the hunt, Ian Hutchinson was in the hunt, James Hillier is the emotions after that race, James will tell you, and it's only between me and James, so maybe, he'll tell you about it, but it's super special to win that race, and it was on earlier on the VT. I'm coming towards the line, I'm shaking my head because I didn't believe it.
Let's check out some more VT. That segues us perfectly into what we can describe as the years 11 to 15 when you were the man to beat. Check it out.
Here comes John McGuinness then. He's just got the Glen Crutchery Road to take his 19th win. He is no doubt the master of the mountain course. But there goes John McGuinness. He is going to take his 20th TT win, 41st podium. What a result from him. 4 laps, John McGuinness, away he goes on the Honda 5-load, front wheel up in the air as he tears towards Bray Hill. Look at this massive wheelie. John McGuinness comes over the line to take his 7th senior TT and his 23rd TT overall.
So you just mentioned James Hillier there, so let's get some more guests on, one of them being James Hillier. So please make some noise for Conor Cummins, James Hillier and Leighton Haig. Take a seat, Leighton. Right, Leighton. We're going to start with you, mate.
Yeah.
Anyone that's watched a pit stop that John's had at some point in their life during a TT race potentially might have seen you.
Yeah.
So you might be a familiar face to some people, but you might not be to others. To me, you're my idol growing up. Just to remind you all that I did a tiny little bit of racing. I used to race with Leighton when we did Supermoto back in the day.
Yeah.
When you were like the rock star
when he says race with you, he was in the same race?
I was in the same event. I wasn't in the same race. I was in the same event, just further down the grid.
We just don't want to get fiction involved with fact. Here.
Fact, all fact. But Leighton, tell people who don't know who you are to John and your years of experience with him.
Yeah, well, me and John met during the Supermoto days, and when I sort of come to the end of that, we become friends before I started working for him. And he sort of got me into it, to be honest. So 2006 was like my first year working at the TT with John, which was a great success, 3 out of 4. And then I went away for a while and then come back 12 to 15. So I was there with the good, for the good times, really.
You're his lucky charm then?
Well, maybe. We never had any failures?
We didn't, no.
Didn't you?
No.
That's some going, that.
Yeah, that's World Endurance as well.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah, we did all that, yeah.
Finished 4th in the World Championship in World Endurance.
Yeah.
Did
me and Leighton actually flew over this morning. We had a bit of a chat on the plane about a few things, and the other 2 guys here will agree with me and say that probably the most important part of the person in the pits is the person that gives you the information or G's you up, calms you down, whatever the situation is. So basically, Leighton forgot to mention that he was John's psychologist.
Yeah, therapist.
How that worked out at times, I don't know because I wasn't there. But going on the results, it seemed to work out quite well, and you'll obviously be able to say that.
We were friends, at the end of the day. Racing for me, I keep going on about it, but you've got to enjoy it. We had fun. We laughed together. We ate together. We had tears together, we had beers together, we had everything, and that sometimes you just need that little bit more encouragement, and he would always be in my corner with a bit of encouragement, and we used to have our little sayings, destroy them today, and we used to say weird in the middle of a pit stop and be like, just keep doing what you're doing, you're beautiful. And that was in the middle. What? That was in the middle of that pit stop, and when we were leading the senior, I'm like, what are you on about? But like, you know,
I can't even believe that he remembers these things. You know what I mean? Stuff that, you know, in a pit stop where it's like, you know, when the bike comes into view, we've got like a second lead or a second behind. It's serious. You know, as a mechanic, you pap yourself when you see it come into sight. Everything has to be right. And
yeah, whether someone's in first position or last position, pit stops must be hugely pressurised for someone changing a wheel, visor, whatever it might be. Doing it for this man, with all those wins behind him, must be another level of nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Well, we was involved in the World Endurance as well. And, you know, 20 of them pit stops, you know, all put together weren't as serious as one at the TT, you know. It meant, you know, like Jules was brilliant in the pit stops and a big part of John's journey as well. But the passion was there. We had a good little crew, do you know what I mean? And we was all there for the right reasons, do you know what I mean? We wanted him to win and we believed he could win, and he did win, so, yeah.
How proud are you to be part of that?
Oh, it's a massive thing. You know, as a mechanic, you know, like, there's a lot of mechanics in that paddock and they'd all love to be part of a TT win, and, you know, I've been a part of a good few with John, do you know what I mean? So it's, you know, it's massive.
More TTs than you?
Oh, yeah. But he's been more stressful. This year, I've had a chance to be in the pits, and you boys don't understand the stress level is, as a rider, you come in and out, and you're out in a minute, whatever it is, and you're only focused on your one mechanic or whatever, but it's literally like organised chaos, the stress in there, and there's people shouting and the pressure, and it's interesting even to hear it, because the poor mechanics down the field do all the same hard work, but they never get the reward, same as the riders and everything. So to be able to get that.
We practiced it, you know. We went to Douglas Head, did some illegal testing, if you like. We was riding the road up and down, and we were just in pit stop, in, try, visor change. When Conor was my teammate as well, we did it a lot, didn't we? Yeah. You know, we're in, change of visors, and it became a well-oiled thing. And like, you're probably right, we come flying into sight and to the pit lane speed limiter, and it's sort of down to them guys. You've got to step back, and it's a shame Julian couldn't be here, because like Julian and Leighton were an extension of my brain. I never needed to do anything really. I was so lucky to have the two of the best in the business that would, you know, take a bullet for me, to be fair. And you know, we like Julian would be. He was so frustrating because he wouldn't do it fast, would he? But he'd do it properly and meticulous, wouldn't he? And you'd be like, hurry up. But he was way ahead of all of us, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And he used
to plenty of time, really.
He used to click it into gear, and he used to just nip my back of my leg. And I knew if I had the nip on the leg, I was all right, you know.
Amazing.
And he'd be like, yeah, go on, boy, you know. Just like, I used to look at him, and he used to give me all the encouragement. I was like, yeah, I'm going to win it. It was really cool, yeah.
James, we'll get on to you and that senior TT race in a moment. Conor, obviously, John just touched on there, you were teammates. You were coming up through the ranks. Similar kind of starts to your career in terms of, you know, you hit the ground running fairly early, same as John did. Were you looking up towards John as, like I said at the start of this, the man to beat?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's obviously, you look at what he was, how competitive he was on a short circuit as well. So I was obviously keeping my eye on that as well, and try to raise my game to be just like John, if not trying to be better than him as well, which was obviously quite a mountain to climb in itself. So, but yeah, I'd quite bizarrely, I've obviously grown up here all my life, and I've gone from being like the fan of like my idols on track to suddenly I'm sharing a garage with John as well. So it was quite a unique sort of experience for me. So yeah, to land in and, you know, sharing the same track as John. Well, is it still working? Yeah, and, you know, sharing the garage with him is yeah, big tick in the box to start with.
So have you got a memory of John from watching at the side of the track then?
Yeah.
There was a pause there.
Yeah, there was.
I think I've told you this before, but the last one of the times, like, me and my dad used to get up Formula One race day. It was the first race of the TT. So I was obviously growing up here, massive TT fan, and one TT went up to a church or Tower Bends. Just up beyond that is like a wall. We used to just go and picnic and watch the boys and girls race around the TT. And I remember there was always that build-up of you hear the bikes from miles away getting closer and closer, and like the anticipation and the build-up was just so an awesome experience, you know. And John come round, and I remember I was stood right above him, and I could just see straight into his helmet. I could see the whites of his eyes. It just blew me away as a kid watching, and other lads as well. But that whole thing of now, you know, fast forward X amount of years, and I'm his teammate was massive. It was yeah, quite an experience.
It's pretty surreal, that, isn't it, to go from that? Yeah,
it's brilliant, and I can only wish that sort of experience for other fans of TT, you know, watching it and getting behind it to one day they might be sharing the track with their idols.
So then, talking as teammates, then what was it like being John's teammate? Did you feel any pressure there, or?
No, there was no pressure. It was a great atmosphere. You know, Leighton was John's spanner man as well, and it was just the environment was brilliant. To be, you know, a factory Honda rider alongside John was cool.
We had fun though, didn't we?
Oh, there was lots of fun. Yeah.
Would you like to elaborate on the fun, or is that?
No.
Yeah. Let me guess, it ends back in Macau at some point.
He's a good, clean living boy, is our Conor. He's just
straight as a die.
He is absolutely straight as a die, but a fierce competitor, and we shared the track a lot, didn't we? I've had a lot of teammates over the years, loads and loads, and some I've enjoyed, some I've not really enjoyed, but some of all different characters. But yeah, I enjoyed working with you, mate, and I've never known anybody go through. You've been through a lot, and you never ever moan about anything.
No.
And look at the length of his legs. It's like, yeah, just probably the best man never. Not at the minute, not to win a TT, but I'm sure you'll have your day, mate.
I'll give it a go.
I'm sure you'll have your day. I hope you do. I'll be the first man to shake your hand if you do.
Now, James, you came very close to a senior TT victory back in 2015. It was a fierce tussle, and like John was just kind of mentioning there was the race in itself was the race, but then after the race, you know, there was quite a moment between you two, right?
It was an honour to be in that winners' enclosure, and I think I remember it being quite a tough week. I think in 15 with all the races, and then it was a shortened race, wasn't it? So then you just know it's always going to be a tough 4-lap sprint, and you know, I was super hungry, and I think the gloves were off, weren't they? And I didn't watch it too recently, but Ramsey Epping, I was like 0.1 or something up lap 1, and then you just pulled the pin and checked out and showed everyone the way home, you know, and it was incredible, you know, and it was just, I was pretty obviously that I didn't win, but it was if there's anyone I could have chosen to have been beaten by, it was John, and you know, it's something a memory I'll cherish, I think, forever, because it's a dream when you know, if you can't win, you want to at least be second, you know. So that was special, and but we've had other races since where, you know, you've not exceeded, but you know, last year you had a good run, didn't you? And I'll give you a bit of a stick after the first one, because I don't know, but you pulled your finger out the senior race, didn't you? Do you remember? It was I don't know. He sort of defies physics and.
That's a compliment, right? There is a compliment in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm being nice. Like, I'm being nice way. Like, we can't dig because of what he's achieved. You can't. I don't think it's an offensive thing to say. What that man has done is incredible. So, I think a lot of people look up to him a lot more than he realises. As you know, it's pretty. I think like we went out on the enduro bikes, didn't we? And you just don't drink. Like, the scientists could probably learn quite a lot from
From the fact that he can ride a bike and not get tired.
I don't, you know, there's just, you know, you talk about like Marquez and aliens, and again, in a nice way, John is kind of an alien in what he does and how he goes about it. It's a special gift, yeah.
Do you guys realise when you're out there racing, especially through the start of your career, how special John was and is?
Could you repeat that question?
No, because I can't remember it. While you're out there, you know, both of you starting your careers, did you realise just how special John was then? That one, he'd still be, you know, 23 victories and still be riding 2026?
I don't think my respect for him has ever changed, to be honest. I've always looked up to him, but the fact he's still going and doing what he's doing, and very recently set a PB at Don, you know, in not great conditions, it's amazing, and I think he's pretty setting the bar high. I think I'd be very happy to be anywhere near that pace if I'm still going at that age.
Do you know what was really cool was like, or unique between me and that conversation about what the moment we had after the senior is something that you can never ever experience if you've not done it.
Yeah.
You know, like we'd just done 4 laps. It was just, like I said, a shortened race, but you know, James was behind me, and I know how good he is out of the traps, and I thought, oh, geez, he's going to be at me, and you know, I was pushing and pushing, and then I always wait for James. I always wait for you, don't I? You know that when you finish the race and there's a little turn back, and I want to obviously see James safe, and all the guys, you know, but like James, you know, he got hold of me and he said, I can't believe we can allowed to do that. You know, how can we do that? And like, emotional, wasn't it, really? You know, I get emotional times, he gets super emotional. I just like, it was just a really, really nice moment that we can never ever have probably ever again. But you know, to hurtle around at 132s at the time, I know Hickey's been around 136, but he'll be on there telling us how fast he is. But at the time, it was fast, and we threw everything at it. And you know, we both stood on that podium, and it's special. I've stood on the podium with Conor many times. Let him put the bike together. You know, engines in, engines out. Lots of practice, lots of, you know, making sure that wheel's in and out correctly. And yeah, we managed to. And it's going to be my last win.
Well,
it's my last win. Let's be honest. You know, it's never going to happen again. A podium would be amazing. It would be just the cherry on the top. The only trouble is if I get on the podium, I've got to deal with the team. I have to do a nude streak down the prom, which would be a bit embarrassing. But Conor, podiums, world endurance, going to Macau, never says a word. He's got the longest femurs in the world. He just sits there on an aeroplane for 13 hours going, not bothered. You know,
just raw dogging it.
Never a peep, never.
You can see the emotion on both of your faces, and we talk to each other like that and have respect, but the one thing that never happens in short circuit racing. Do you know what I mean? That only ever happens here with the riders that are here, and it doesn't matter whether that rider's first or 40th or whatever. Do you know, if you're lucky enough to be in the winner's enclosure and you see someone come back up the return road, you'll still see them riders standing clapping for that rider to come past and have as much respect for that rider. So I think that's something special that only happens on this island and here, not anywhere else in the world. And you can see that in the way you talk to each other or try and even share that bit of emotion.
I agree.
It's going to cry again now, look.
Right, let's leave that one there. Gents, I'm going to free you of your duties. Thank you very much. Everyone make some noise for Leighton Haig, for James Hollywood Hillier, and of course, Conor Cummins. I'll see you on the podium. Right, we're almost at the end of the timeline.
Is that
We're going to take a slight break from it because, like we know, everybody knows that a racer can't just go racing on their own. It takes a lot of people behind them, whether that be staff, whether that be friends, whether that be family. So I think it's it's a moment we should take to show some appreciation for the McGuinness family as a whole. So if you don't mind, I'm going to bring on two people you may or may not know. Everyone make some noise for Maisie and Ewan McGuinness.
All right.
All right. Oh, for God's sake, we'll have to stand up.
All right, mate. See you.
How are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good.
He was
Don't embarrass him, John.
He was conceived on the front seat of a Honda Civic. She was conceived in the back of the motorhome at the 09.
Hold on. A Honda Civic?
Yeah, but we're both born in March, innit? So it's 9 months after TT, innit?
Is that it? Is that your...
Isn't there some other McGuinnesses at March as well?
Release.
So Baby Making Island.
Are we going to give them free rein here? So this is their one and only chance to absolutely turn your dad inside out. And he cannot. There's no comeback.
Very dangerous.
Nothing. You can have free rein. You can be nice if you want to as well, but
Can we start with the nice stuff first? Is that all right? And then we'll end on the horrific stuff. So we can get that cancelled and we can edit that out if need be.
Do a Michael Rutter and give 3 nice comments for an insult and then...
Right, is your dad, so you're always going to see him slightly different to how we all see him. But it's difficult, but do you appreciate who he is and what he's done?
Why are you looking at me first? I don't know. Your dad's your dad, innit, at the end of the day. But it's hard, isn't it? Because it's hard. If you know us or me, it's been a different kind of... I was never into bikes when I was younger. I had absolutely not a care in the world. I had no idea what was going on. If you know, I don't know how long you've been in the paddock, Lee, or if you remember like Pirate Ewan. All I cared was playing with... Like, I just wanted to be a pirate when I was a kid. It was just, God forbid for everyone, I got into Formula 1 first, 4 wheels person first, but...
Careful, we've got Formula 1 royalty up there.
Well...
We have.
Doesn't make Formula 1 any less...
Terrible, but I've got more models or pictures of Webber than I ever of him in my room. Because I was more interested in Formula 1 when I was a kid, that's all I loved. But the bikes took over eventually, and you know, it's... Yeah, your dad's your dad, but you do appreciate... You know, the best thing, probably it's like a plug for TT Plus, but TT Plus is amazing now because you get to look back at all them races that you don't remember. You know, my oldest memory of the TT is probably like 2007 and like all them races before that. I mean, we've been talking a lot about how like Dad did a lot on 250. He's always known as 250 man, but I never got to see him race 250. I'm trying to get Clive and him to work together again at the Classic TT. If we could do a deal, but I don't know. Clive 11 maybe, I don't know.
Definitely got a bit of his dad in it.
He has, hasn't he?
That was class there.
The wages have got to be right.
Yeah, no wages off Clive.
But, yeah, no, I don't know how to end it, but...
Well, let's ask Maisie, shall we?
Well, I had the same thing. I never was interested in bikes until like 2 years ago. I just wanted to dress up and wear my pink sparkly dress and have my hair in braids, and not luckily, but sadly, I've never really experienced my dad in his like prime.
You mean he's his prime now?
Well.
He looks well, doesn't he? You know what I mean?
Maisie, we said to be nice first, and then you can go in.
Well, like his last TT win was 2015, and I was 5, so I don't remember much, and and sadly, it's just I don't know really what's happened because I just didn't remember. So sad.
So you don't... What's funny talking about that is like, these last couple of years, I've been working with my dad now, mechanically and stuff like that. I've got a bit of a job back at Honda. I've been back and forth. You know, I had a bit to do with that bike. We went testing at Castle Coombe with that bike together and stuff like that, looking after him a bit with Dazza, and Harry Meanwell taught me a lot and stuff like that. And Scott, who's here, he taught me a bit, I think. Just said I had a big surface area. Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say now.
That's fine, don't worry. Because what I want to ask is do you not like, at what point did you realise your dad was your dad then? When you realised this... Shut up.
That has to be the thumbnail for tonight, and that's going to be cut into a caption.
You know when your mum sort of teaches your dad out and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and
At what point
what I was
did you
going to say
realise
is,
your dad
when we were at Donington Park, when I was pitboarding him, he was P1 for about 5 laps, and I put P1 on the board, and I was working with Ben, and I said, this is the first time I've ever put P1 on the board. And working with him.
Right, I'm going to try it again. At what point did you realise your dad was John McGuinness MBE? A household name?
I'm not a household name.
Sure.
You sure?
We'll see in a minute how much of a household name you are.
You never really, you do realise, but that's my dad. That's to me, that is dad. John McGuinness is, John McGuinness MBE is this big guy, like this important man. He is this important man, and I do see that, but it's not that's not how I picture him.
Yeah.
He is the one that drops me off to school, picks me up from school. He's the one who's there if I need him, and it's in his truck, or his new toy, his new car, which is he obsessed with.
So I guess
I picked her up a few months ago in a Scania.
Not good.
In my V8.
I made him pick me up around the back of it
street cred,
because
is it?
I actually ran off down the street.
She ran off down the street. I'm like, where are you?
My friends were talking about, like, messaging me and talking to me the next day, being like, was that your dad in the massive thing that says McGuinness on the side?
It's painted like his helmet.
It's painted like his helmet. It's got McG. It's got my name and Ewan's name on each door. It's like, oh no, it's
He
definitely
picked me up
not
from
my
school
dad.
once on a BSA. That was a good crack. Throttle stuck open in front of everyone on stand. It was just.
I went to collect him on a BSA A65 one day. I thought it was really cool in front of all the mothers and all that.
All he does about that bike is moan. He's in here, Mick Rayner. He moans that he sold it him too cheap.
Sold it to him, yeah.
I followed him once to the van. I sold that bike too cheap. I did.
I started up
Who's
outside
best
the
mate?
school. I started up outside school and throttle stuck flat out. The Scania thing backfired on her because she'd run off, legged it, right? So I'm like, right, air on, making a right little noise. She's like, oh, shut up, Dad, you Gets in Scania. But we just timed it perfectly to follow the school bus. And the school bus goes all the way down the lanes. So I'm like about that far, about a Rizzler off back at school bus. In Scania like that. And all the mates like that, giving it all that. Yeah, it backfired on you, didn't it?
Honestly, I think it was a bit of karma for me for running off into town. But
Do you know the best part about this? You've started off trying to be like, what's amazing about your dad?
Yeah.
And every single story's ended up in being an embarrassment. Absolute. He's just exactly the same as every other dad when it comes to me.
Exactly, yeah. Well, the question should have been, what's he like? He's just like my dad.
Say, like, when did you realise your dad
Yeah.
was coming against or whatever? Is that, like, it's not like, you know, like some sports stars, whatever, people have families, this, that, they don't take their children racing.
Yeah.
We went everywhere with him, so it was never any different.
It became the norm.
It never, like, we went to a race event and all of a sudden there was loads of people asking for autographs and like, this is new. Usually he's just at home playing Lego. It was, like, we went everywhere with him. And you take your little one everywhere and stuff like that, and it's so hard to explain a life brought up in the paddock and you will never change anything. It's absolutely amazing. It's just so different to anything. Like, I'm so different to any of my old schoolmates, stuff like that. But not in a bad way. Well, maybe, I don't know. But
No,
like,
a good way.
It's such a different way of life, and the TT means a lot to us all, like every McGuinness, and it's such a big thing. The Isle of Man is like my second home. Like, we're here like nearly 8 weeks of the year with the classic TT and everything. It's a part of us. We're not even that far away across the water, you know.
Yeah.
We're best mates, really. She's my best mate. Well, closely probably. He's quite, like, he has to box me all the time.
he's the manager.
Yeah, he's like the manager.
To be fair,
he's a stats man. He's a stats man. I can't
I
argue.
grab my balls in for him. She does nothing. She's a best friend.
I can't argue with him because it's all facts. But we just, you know, like I said, I take her to school. We put some music on flat out.
Playlist.
Yeah, and I walked in tonight and there's a playlist on. Did you hear the music in the background? All Queen and all that.
Bon Jovi.
That's our playlist that we put together. And
And Ewan helped out.
I knew when I come in. I knew it was our. I knew it was our playlist, so it made me feel a bit emotional, but it was.
Perfect.
It was our playlist, wasn't it?
So, John, we're going to keep Maisie and Ewan up here. Like I mentioned, not only family has been part of this journey, along the journey you've met some cool people, and this is probably where we might find that you are a bit of a household name. So for the next couple of minutes, we're going to hear from some people who wanted to be here but couldn't. So let's have a watch of this.
Hey John, it's me, Gordon, your favourite chef. First of all, congratulations, 30 years. Honestly, what you've done, what you've achieved is incredible. Although I'm slightly concerned every time you go through an airport with so many nuts and bolts, keeping your joints together, I'm amazed they let you through. We've got to keep you safe and preserve you now for the next 30 years. Fucking well done. Take care, sending lots of love, and be careful out there this weekend, please.
Hi John, it's Foggy here, mate. I just want to say congratulations on 30 years racing at the TT. You really are a TT legend, mate. Enjoy watching you over the years. Hope you're having a great evening and all the best for TT26. See you soon, mate. Cheers.
Hi, John and Becky, CEO. I hope you're having a great night. What an achievement, 30 years. I remember all them years ago, you came and picked a 250 up from our Lougher garage when it all started. So amazing achievement, mate. You made so many fantastic memories for so many people. Keep enjoying it. Have a great night.
Hello, ciao John. This year is 30 years in Isle of Man. And in 30 years you win a lot of race in the TT. And congratulations. And you are the best. And Isle of Man, you beat also Agostini. So I'm happy for you and I hope to see you soon. Ciao.
Hey John. Firstly, congratulations on a very special occasion. I don't think there's any words left to describe how impressive your career has been or continues to be. I've known you now for over 30 years and I'm very privileged to count you as a friend. I'm also very lucky to have witnessed many of your great victories at the TT, everyone extra special. Have a great evening, John. Have a great 2026 TT and I look forward very much to catching up with you soon. Cheers, mate.
Hiya, John. We stood next to this car because this was racing the same time as you had your first ride at Isle of Man. Anyway, all joking aside, 30 years, pal. Congratulations. Marino, Joe, myself, the team, we're going to be there in May supporting you and we look forward to good things. All the best, pal.
John McGuinness, 30 years of the Isle of Man TT, but you did tell me once that you would retire when I retired. Bro, I retired like 6 years ago. I don't know where you're going with this, but I'm good with it. So 30 years of Isle of Man TT, why not another 5 or another 10? Just keep doing what you're doing, keep it on 2 wheels, and go fast as hell, bro. We love you, and don't ever change. You're the man.
Ciao, John. This year will be the 30 times at the Isle of Man TT. So great congratulations for this achievement and for your long and incredible career. Enjoy, and I hope to see you soon. Ciao, John.
John, g'day mate. Super proud of you achieving 30 years around the Isle of Man TT. We're pretty flippant with these words, iconic, legendary, all the rest of it, mate, but you are a big part of the tapestry of that event. You can be super proud of that. I know Becky is as well. Maisie, Ewan, what a beautiful family, mate, you got there. So all the best, mate. We might even make it there. You know that we're in your corner, buddy, so all the very best.
Hi, John. Just wanted to say very many congratulations on your amazing 30 years of TT racing. From all of us, from me especially, but from all of us here at Goodwood. And also it's been so fabulous having you here at our events and everyone's just loved seeing you in action. And of course, we're all hoping that's going to continue for very many years to come. So here with our hearty congratulations, really well done. It's been fantastic seeing you always in such great form.
John McGuinness, hey up my mates, wow. Celebrating all your successes and quite rightly too. I mean, what can I say about John McGuinness that's not been said before? Handsome, probably, and erudite. But other than that, you know, what can you say that hasn't been said before? Charming, well-mannered. Anyhow, I could go on. Enjoy your night, my mate. Have an absolute belter. And anyone who has a daily of an HGV with a massive pint of Guinness on the side is either a legend or a complete lunatic. And you're a bit of both. Have a belter, pal.
What's up, John? Congratulations on 30 years, mate. What an achievement. You're a man I look up to both on and off the bike. So, yeah, all the best. Proud to call you a friend, and good luck for this year. Stay safe. Cheers, mate.
Hi, John. Just a message, mate, to say congratulations on 30 years riding the TT. I have no idea how you do it or why you still do it. But every time you ask me that question, I always tell you the same thing. It's because you love it, mate. But yeah, incredible achievement. And I don't know how you get faster every single year. I remember the year when you did 130 around the TT. I was there, enjoyed watching it. And now every year is still going faster and faster. So congratulations, mate. Enjoy this year's TT. And I'll be following it closely as always, mate. Enjoy.
John McGuinness, 30 years of racing around the TT, mate. Congratulations. What a milestone. I remember my dad taking me on the first trip that I can remember to the TT back in the early 2000s, watching you come out of Ballacrane on a SP2 Vimto Honda. I thought you were the dog's balls, mate. I'm so grateful to have the chance to be teammates with you at Honda. Hang your pit board out before the end of the lap at the TT. Watch your practice week on the enduro bikes where you'd come past and throw us a thumbs up. You're a credit to the sport, mate, your family, and huge congratulations for me. Go out and enjoy this anniversary. I'll hopefully catch you there for a beer. You're an absolute legend.
John McGuinness, what is there to say? Legend. That word's overused, but he's a legend. He's an icon, both on a motorcycle and in terms of his teeth. He's one of the funniest people I've ever met, a turn of phrase that's unbeaten in my experience. He's loyal, he's highly amusing, he's competitive, it's quite complicated, and if he's watching this, he's buying the next beers. Well done, John, on everything you've achieved.
Now then, John, I tell you what, they must be scraping the barrel for asking me to send you a video. Bloody hell. Slim pickings, slim pickings. Anyway, listen, all joking apart, I can't believe it's 30 years at the TT. Unreal, mate. I'm so proud of you. Everything you've achieved. Everything. I mean, it's just incredible. I remember 96 like it was yesterday. It does bloody feel like yesterday, but well done, honestly. And think about what the TT's given you over the years. Fame, fortune. And you already knew I was going to send you this message. And John had asked me, by the way, everybody, to give a little bit back to the Isle of Man, to the TT races, for everything that it's given him over the years. As a special surprise, he wanted me to announce this, but he's put $5,000 behind the bar. The beers are on him all night, so well done, John. Have a good night. Right, listen, I better get back to work. As you can see, I'm hard at it.
John, let's go back to that comment that I made. Don't tell me you're not an household name when people are sending you messages like that. But there are also some people here that we should also shout out. So going back to who you mentioned earlier, but can we have a mention to the CEO? Becky's in the house. I tell you what, if it wasn't for that woman, I dread to think where John McGuinness would be. Who else is here, John?
Well, we've got Mark Webber.
Mark?
Yeah, he's up there. We've got Mark's gaffer up there as well. Annie's up there, the bride. So, yeah, we've got Mick Rayner down here. We've got Andy McDonough. We've got Dave Wilson. We've got, I don't know, just family, sister, brother. So
a couple of Birchells down there as well.
Yeah, the Birchells, yeah.
Tom and Ben have headed over just to say hello. I've seen Greg
Maisie.
Haynes in the audience as well. He's come over especially for this, hasn't he? The voice of World Superbikes.
He's doing his homework because he's doing a bit of commentary apparently this year at CC.
Sat beside the right man.
Yeah, so he's been panicking a bit. He keeps asking me loads of questions about it. So just wing it. You'll be right.
Just watch TT Plus. Easy.
Yeah.
Mark Wilson's here, enjoying a beer.
Going on about which corner to watch. I'm like, which one's 260 of them? There's a few to go at.
Right, you two. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on here, and I think it's safe to say that John McGuinness is nothing but dad to you two. Ladies and gentlemen, Ewan and Maisie McGuinness. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, we're getting towards the end of the podcast, but there's still a whole decade to speak about.
Can I go for a pee?
No. Watch this.
John McGuinness on the Fireblade sets off. He knows he's got a job on.
Fantastic to see John McGuinness back. He and the Norton look great together.
John McGuinness on the number one. So good to see him starting his 100th TT, and look at that, still committed to it. Who better to lead us off the line than this man? John McGuinness, a legend of the island.
That was impressive. He's gone to the toilet in that time.
Right, 2016 to present. No sign of slowing up. Like, I can't remember who it was who said it earlier. Setting PBs at Donington in conditions. You've still got it, John. Let's get a couple of guys on here who I dare say you have been at some point an inspiration to them too. One of them being your teammate, and the other being a guy that kind of started back in 2014. So please welcome to the stage, you got it, Peter Hickman and local resident, Dean Harrison.
Sorry. I've seen you two already.
Yeah, I know.
I get sick of seeing him and all. I followed him round for the last 2 days, just getting in my way. No, I'm only joking.
Right then, so this man at some point must have been an inspiration to you boys. So firstly, let's go all the way back to when you were kids or youngsters watching the TT. Pete, first memories of John.
Yeah, my first memory of John, actually, we saw it a little bit earlier, is, I don't know why, but on the AIM Yamaha. Interestingly enough, you're number 10. Good number.
Good number, that. I was number 10, yeah.
Yeah, that's my first kind of memory and recollection of John, particularly at the TT, but I think, as what Ian said earlier, the 130 is the big one that stands out for I think, everyone. Like, what an unbelievable achievement. And that I remember listening to it. I always had the radio on, listening what's going on, and the way that John approaches life as well as riding bikes, I think, is something that I've always kind of aspired to as well. So yeah, I think he's been a good inspiration to me, mate. Cheers, dude.
Cheers, mate. You so.
Dino, you can move up a little bit if you want.
All right. I don't know. I've got to be careful with Pete. I'm no, my obviously for me the big thing is like Pete just says is when he won on the AIM Yamaha. But even before that, as a kid, I remember I've got pictures, believe it or not, as a child when he in the Monster Mob Ducati Levers. So I'd have been, what the year was that? 2004, 2003. Sorry. So I'd have been 14 years old, and there's me at 14 with a thumb up, and there's Johnny here in his levers, and what 20 years on, I'm his teammate. Which back then I never even have thought about being sat here today, being at his podcast for 30 years. So I should have brought him along, but I never thought really.
That'd have been good.
So there you go.
So what does it feel like being his teammate?
Be honest. Pain in the ass, to be honest. Absolutely. Do you know what? It's like having a third child. Just a little, like, chubby one. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Everywhere we go, I have to wipe his ass, tuck him into bed. Right, I'm not joking. He blames me. It's always my fault, right? Because he always ends up absolutely pissed. Like, look at him now. He's half cooked now, and I guarantee you, I'll get the blame. I'm drinking water because I'm designated driver, right? And I'll still get the blame for this.
Your fault.
Oh, but the gaffer's here. Where's Scott? I can't see from here. He's got quite here. So Scott's down here. Every time I go in here, he tells Scott it's my fault.
I blame him on everything.
Blame me for everything. If we're late, anything. So.
Do you concur, John? What's it like having him as a teammate?
We've become really good mates. Yeah. Do you know, when I first met him, I thought he was just gob full of shit. Like, he never takes a breath, gibber, flat out. And then, like, we become teammates. We have fun. We have a good crack, don't we? We do a lot of travelling about together, and I'm enjoying it, you know. And I'm so happy to see Dean in the position he's in. You know, he deserves it. He's worked hard and come up through the ranks by buying a bike off eBay and riding it himself, preparing it himself, and coming from proper amateur to proper professional to TT winning right at the sharp end. You know, he's somebody was on about aliens before, but these two are one of the aliens at the top at the minute. And I'm really pleased to be part of that piece of the jigsaw to get sort of not Dean where he is because he's got he can grab all the handlebars, but. I loved all my teams. Like Conor next to me, when we've been teaming against teammates and the whole team, and I've had so many fantastic teammates. But at the minute, I'm a happy little John McGuinness at the minute. And I'm so happy to work with all the teams. Scott, the boss down there, who's come across kindly, and all the guys I've worked with, and Dean and that. We're there you go. There you go. So, Yorkshire lad, wrong side of the hill. But I was going to say tight.
Remember the White Rose won the battle.
Well, he's a tight though. He's proper. They call me tight, but he's careful. Should we call you careful? You're not tight. You're just careful.
Pete, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Sorry, Pete.
I'm still here. No, you're all right.
Pete, what I want to know is, what would you have felt if John was in his prime when you were racing in your prime? Is the part of you that's kind of glad he's the wrong side of winning now, so you don't have to compete?
You said it, not me. Do you know, I'm really fortunate I was in John's last winning so far, his last win that he had in the senior in 2015. I was in that race.
Yeah.
I feel.
Sharp end, wasn't you? Didn't you break down or something?
No, I did. I finished. No, that was the year after. In 15, I finished about 8th-ish, something like that. But I was just really privileged to be in that race, and I managed to stand on the podium with John as well at the Northwest. We've been teammates at Hawke way back, and then we were teammates at Norton, believe it or not, on the little Super Twins.
Not for long.
Not for very long, but we were. So I've been, for me, I think I said it earlier, but I've been really privileged to have been at least a small part in the McGuinness career.
Does it feel like John's kind of helped pave the way for people like you guys to come along and show the world what the TT is and put it on the main stage?
Yeah, I guess so, really. Yeah, I mean, he's been around for so long now and at the sharp end for so long, and I don't think people really ever appreciate just how hard it is to not only get anywhere near the front, but even just to finish a TT's hard work, and then to finish the TT at the front's hard work, and then to keep doing that again and again, and keep coming back and keep having the passion and the determination to still be here now 30 years on is honestly quite unreal. It takes so much time and effort and mental strength to do that. It's proper inspiration, like really, really cool.
So John, obviously John, you know, we should have had somebody here as well alongside these two boys, Pete's teammate Davey Todd, but obviously we all know that he's busy getting rehabbed, hopefully to make the start of the Northwest, and then hopefully we'll see him here at the TT. He isn't here, obviously, but he did send you a message.
Ah, bless him.
What's up, John? How's it going? First of all, I'm really sorry that I can't be there with you tonight. Definitely wish I was, but I'm busy trying to get fit so I can line up on the start line with you in a few weeks. What can I say? 30 years, man. It's incredible. It's not just 30 years, you know. It's not 30 years of turning up. It's 30 years of being at the top as well. You're an absolute inspiration to so many people, myself included. I've said to you numerous times, but you are a hero to me. Massive inspiration, and you've been an amazing mentor to me since I came to the TT for the first time, and helped me so much to get where I am today as well. And a lot of that is down to you, so I really appreciate that. And it's awesome to see you still going. I know sometimes that people have doubts why. Well, I always tell them why you're still going, and it's because you have that passion for racing, because you love it. You love riding your motorbike and doing it fast still as well, still setting PBs everywhere you go, which is absolutely insane. But something else I tell people all the time as well is when I get to your age, it's a few years, but when I get to your age, I want to be just like you. I want to be enjoying my racing just as much and still doing it as well. And yeah, I want to be just like you, John McGuinness. Thanks, mate.
It's fair to say someone like Davey is certainly someone you've taken under your wing and really mentored, isn't it?
Yeah, well, a little bit.
More than a little bit, I think.
Probably more than I maybe realise. I just like to see lads do well. I like to see them be safe. I like to try and give that little bit of experience that I've got under my wing to them guys. It's a hell of a track. It's such a huge thing to take on, and you know, Davey's hungry. You know, wants to win, and he is. He's right at that sharp end. You know, but it's a simple little things why I like Davey is because he's polite and he's just a nice lad. You know,
yeah.
He comes to my house. He'll bring me a bottle of port. He'll bring Becky a bottle of wine. He'll come and stop at our house, and he doesn't expect it. You know, like a lot of kids in the sport sometimes expect it, and it's not what I'm about. And there's two words in the dictionary that are really important: please and thank you. And he says that, you know. And I have a lot of time for Davey, and he's a supernaturally gifted kid, good-looking, you know, fit bird, all that, you know, mullet, sunglasses, all that. But yeah, no, he's just a great kid, and you know, he's always said that. He always says that to me, you know. He's like, I want to be like you when I'm your age, you know. So still enjoying it and having fun, and you know, a few toys around me and good people around me, and one thing and another. So I have a lot of time for Davey and these guys. Love all. I mean, when Dave, you know, I was in, you know, Peter's outright lap record lap. He passed me over Ago's leap. Nice, clean, fair pass, and I was like, followed you for a few laps, and I was like, that's a lad who's in a sweet spot. You know what I mean? Sun was shining, weather was good, bike was working good, and it was not easy, but it comes to you, doesn't it? And I could see he was just in that zone. We did that 136 mile an hour lap, and then David, obviously, you know, Dean passed. Yeah, no, Dean passed me, and twice in the both superstar races. Like, go on, Dean, get stuck in there, mate. Give it to him and all that. And I'm like number one. And I've followed you for a few laps. And I just love seeing, you know, turn everybody over in that race. So I love all the lads that are in there. And they need a hand sometimes. You know, it's not easy. It's a lot, like you said, it's not easy. You know, there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders and stuff. So, you know, if I can give a little bit back to it, that all my experience, I'm pleased. And all the guys at the top, and all, like Peter said, if you finish a TT race, if you get an international license to do a TT race, you know, if you stand on that start lane, you have my respect, because there's loads of in the bar telling everybody how good they are, how fast they are on the road. I could do this, I could do that. Well, do it then. Do you know what I mean? You get on that grid, and you know. So anybody that does it, I give my respect. You know.
100%. I think that's one of the best parts of my job, is the fact that I get to ask you guys and be a small part of what you guys do, because I think it's
worst parts of our job.
I must be. I'm not
slide there. Sorry about that.
Another worst part of your job is probably another guy that's not here, but probably deserves a mention. I don't know if he's been in touch with you, but Michael Dunlop.
He has, yeah.
Has he?
He actually sent me a message, actually.
Can we? Is it? Wait. Is it?
Is this going to be number 4?
Well, he doesn't know that I'm going to play it, but I'm going to play it anyway.
I think we'd all like to hear from Michael, wouldn't we?
Well, yeah. I don't know if it'll come through the mic, but another one of our teammates, 2013, teammates with Joey, teammates with Michael. The lad at the minute is a winning machine. You know, I had one one thing left last year. I had the most podiums of every teacher. I had 47 podiums, and the took that off me as well. So I'm like, you bed,
your mic,
you bed. I took that as well. So
bear with, guys.
Hang on a
I
sec.
can read the messages from over here.
It's on big text.
Do you know when you can't get the full word on the screen? He has to go across to see.
Right, listen to what it says to me. This is the most winningest motorcycler around the TT.
Well, boss, I hear you're going to be the superstar this weekend. I'm not getting over just having the Cookstown racing today, so enjoy it, boss. You've 30 years at it. I played a small part in it. Sadly, I had to be your teammate. It was miserable looking at you every day when you made millions and I was making pounds. But here, listen, you've done a good turn at it. Keep the head up and enjoy your weekend of everybody licking your probably not the right people at that, but at least it's getting licked by somebody.
Amazing. Have you got any more questions, Lee?
No. All I was thinking there is I've lived in England that long that I had to really concentrate on what Michael was saying. And I was a little bit embarrassed in myself. I'm not used to Yorkshire accents. I can understand Dean Harrison better than I can someone from home. But no, I think...
That's typical Dunlop.
Yeah.
That's typical Michael, you know, just a class act, funny, witty and...
But yeah, the biggest thing for me is sitting seeing two of the best TT riders of all time, and Davey and Michael as well. And all everybody has is pure admiration for you and what you've done and what you've shown us and what you were willing to talk to us about.
And you, mate, you've won a
There's a reason why I'm sat here and not sat over there.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, yeah, and from me, I respect everything you've done and what little bit you helped me as well. So, yeah, from every one of us and everybody in that audience that they probably don't even understand the stuff you did, you were willing to say and do and hand across. So yeah, from me personally, it means a lot.
Right, Dean, I'm going to allow you to go. Pete, I'm going to allow you to go. Everyone make some noise for Dean Harrison and Peter Hickman, everybody. We will see those guys very soon at the TT. But John, that's it. And we don't have to spend too long on it, because I'm sure you want a drink and a wee. But
it's too late now.
I can just about hold my now. I'm getting a bit older, but
bend over a little more. But how do you reflect on all that, everything that we've just experienced through other people, through those messages, Lee, Pete, Dean, Michael, Davey?
It's mega humbling, really. You know, I'm sort of a simple lad from up north who, you know, grew up in Morecambe and Evesham and had a dream, really, about, you know, winning TTs or being a bike racer, being a professional bike racer. You know, I went to college, learned to lay bricks and had that sort of to fall back on, but I just wanted to be a professional bike racer and got some sort of breaks along the way, you know, with some good people, got some lucky breaks, and when I got the breaks, I took them like I wouldn't let it go, you know. And I think there's a lot of people here that are not with us anymore, and I just want to say a shout out to them as well. And I've lost a lot of friends through it, and I'll never ever forget them. And I wouldn't be sat here if it wasn't for Paul Bird, who's the bike behind you there, who we lost him a couple of years ago. He was my first, you know, guy who gave me that chance. I feel that I think it's just been a fascinating journey where I've took me, people I've met, friends, family and all that, and, you know, met some incredible people along the way, met some complete ends along the way, which you can weed them out. But the people I met, like you say, on that VT, a few people there sort of give me a little, and it's just really heartwarming. So, but you know, the people that have come out here tonight to support me, you know, full house, which is really, really special. Yeah, it's been long may it continue. I can't carry on forever. I don't know when I should stop, what I should do, but hopefully I'll know that time when to sort of hang the boots up. And but at the minute, I'm just going to hit it head on this year, concentrate on what I'm doing. Yeah. Got some. Yeah. It's a strange place to be in, you know. If you're 6th or 7th, you would feel you'd be unhappy with that, but I'm not. I'm really happy just to be part of that piece of Honda, you know, them giving me that opportunity to do it. And it's a really cool thing. Like Scott and my boss said to me, you know, if you want to stop, stop. And if you want to stop in the middle of the race, stop. But as long as you stop in the middle of the race at a pub, we can come and have a pint with you. So, you know, so if we stop at a pub somewhere, jar. But yeah, no, it's really cool, and I'm going to carry on this year, and then we'll after the senior, we'll have a look at myself in the mirror and maybe decide to stop or maybe carry on. I don't know. Who knows? What think I should carry on? You think I should carry on? No, carry on.
Yeah, if it was up to them lot, you'd be going forever.
Yeah, I can't carry on forever, but it means absolutely the world to me. You guys are obviously without fans, spectators, or marshals, medics, everything else that's all involved with it. Obviously, it's you guys are the backbone of everything for me, and I wouldn't be here Saturday if I didn't have the support with family, friends, sponsors, and all that. And yeah, it's just amazing to be sat around here with some of my sparring partners over them 30 years, and the fallen soldiers that are not with us tonight. You know, big, you know, to them guys, and you're not forgotten about. And you know, we'll hit it head on, and long may it continue. Thanks, guys.
John, that's a perfect place to stop. It's been an absolute pleasure to have witnessed just a small part of your career, and I think on behalf of everyone here, everyone that's ever seen you, whether it be a video, whether it be at the side of the track, I just want to say thank you for being who you are and doing what you're doing, and having done what you've done. It's been absolutely amazing. So I think this is the perfect opportunity. John, take centre stage, please. 30 years of John McGuinness, everybody. Please make some noise for John McGuinness!
Get up there.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well done.
Thanks, John.
Oh.
Right, you can go to the toilet now. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers, buddy.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out tonight. On behalf of John McGuinness, on behalf of Lee Johnston, can we have a round of applause for this wonderful man? And everyone behind the scenes that make it all happen, thank you very much, everybody. Don't forget the signing is through the other side there. Go and meet your riders and your, well, they're all riders, aren't they? Passengers.
What?
Passengers.
Can we have a round of applause for Mr. Pritchard, please?
Thank you. Right, and if we don't see you before, we will see you at the end of May for what is sure to be, in my opinion, the best TT ever. Thank you, everybody. Come on.
Johnston.